Good morning, everybody. It's Graham again from Unearthed, and it is coming to the end of 2018. So this is the last, I promise you, it's the last video of the year, even though we've done a few more since I said last time that it was the end of the videos. We decided to squeeze another one in. Basically, this short film today is about a little bit more advice and guidance, if we can give it. A look back over 2018 from a personal perspective, and also some information about Unearthed as a detecting outlet, I guess, is that's what we're classed as now, going forward into 2019 and beyond. So let me take this opportunity to thank you all for subscribing to our YouTube channel. As a lot of you guys know, I was completely against YouTube for a good few years, but I think it's a good platform to get information out there rather than talking behind a phone for hours, waffling on, or typing on social media, or giving you guys emails back and forth. I think it's a good opportunity for us to get the message across on these short films, information, advice and guidance. So all the best to all of you for 2019. I hope you've had a great Christmas. I hope you have a great new year. I hope the detecting gods are kind enough to give you some lovely finds. Long may that continue. Keep plugging away. Sometimes it is a little bit desperate out there in the fields. It can be, or it can be seen a slog at times, but it's worth it. I was just saying to my detecting buddy or partner a couple of weeks back. We spend a lot of hours out in the field detecting, but when you consider we're getting fresh air, enjoyment, adventure, and some wonderful finds, it's all worth it. The travelling's worth it. The hours we put in's worth it. So keep up the good work. I know some of you guys that follow me on YouTube and other social media platforms do a terrific job, and you're finding some fantastic things lately. In places where detectors have been and tried before and not had much success. There's perseverance going on out there, and you're coming up with the goods. So hats off to you guys. Now, the first bit of information I'm going to see if I can pass over to you without being too disrespectful to anybody is I'm seeing a growing number of people cleaning finds. So you're working hard in the field for your first hammered coins, and you don't know what to do with them. You don't know how to clean them. You don't know how to make them look a bit better than they do straight out of the field. And I think there's a lot of misguided advice out there with regards to cleaning coins. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to just adjust this camera because I can't see myself, even though I don't want to see myself. I don't know if that's better. There's a lot of bad advice out there, that's what I'm trying to say, on cleaning finds. So what I'm seeing at the moment is a lot of people are finding hammered coins, they're getting them home, they're posting on certain social media sites, or they're talking to friends at the club, or at a rally, or at a dig. Just found an Eddie Penny, what do I do with it? Tell you what to do with it, spit on it and get the tinfoil test going on it. It is the wrong thing to do. Do not use spit, as bad as it sounds, coupled with tinfoil. You've got a silver coin that wear down quite easily. As we know, we find some hammered coins that have been through many hands in the past that end up being found by us that are completely worn out. You're putting it between two bits of tinfoil, which is metal, and then you're rubbing it. So you put metal across metal. What's it going to do? It's going to wear the detail off. It's going to put tiny, hundreds and hundreds of tiny scratches all over the coin, reverse and obverse, front and back. You get it under a magnifying glass, it looks horrendous. It wipes the value of the coin out. Not that you guys are probably into the money side of things. You probably want to collect these coins. But do not use the tinfoil method. It is the worst thing you can do to a hammered coin. You may as well go back and throw it away. And I was on a dig years and years ago where there was a guy actively going around telling people to use the tinfoil method. So they were putting it between two bits of tinfoil, rubbing it, using water or spit. I know it sounds bad, but that's what they were doing. Rough and ready. The coin was then shined up, but it was completely ruined. So any advice I can give to you is do not use that method. A lot of hammer coins have mud on them both sides. Just wash it under the tap. Okay, it'll go dull, it'll have a grey dull look about it. Far better than that shiny mirrored scratched image that a lot of people seem to be doing these days. So don't do it, guys. Keep away from the tinfoil method. It's not worth it. It ruins the coins. So I hope that helps. I hope that's gone somewhere into dispelling the myth of the tinfoil method. It's just barbaric. Do not use it. Some of you guys might comment on the thread here on this on the film and say, "Oh, I use it. It's great." Put it under a magnifying glass. See what it looks like after you've done it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Seriously, guys, do not do it. I don't know who's giving this bad advice out there. It's been around for 20 odd years, so it's not going away anytime soon. But if there's any advice I can give you, is keep away from it. Which leads me on to other finds being made by detectorists, where I'm seeing a lot of finds now. I'm seeing a lot of finds coming up, and I'm seeing on some YouTube videos of guys methodically peeling them off clod shots when they come out of the earth in a ball. What I do is I peel them off, I try to reveal the detail, but what some guys are doing, they're using a little spray bottle of water and just spraying it so the mud's coming off without them rubbing it, which is a really good idea. I think that's fantastic. So if there's any advice I can give you secondly, is take one with you. You can get them little spray bottles about this big, it maybe come with, I don't know, your missus might have them for whatever. Once she's used it, wash it out, fill it with water, happy days. It's better than rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. So I'm seeing a lot of detectives finding coins and rubbing them on their arms, you know, trying to get detail up. What you're doing, you're rubbing the detail off the coin, you're wearing the coin down. You know, these metals are very, very soft in so much as they will wear if you start rubbing them. So a couple of guys have been watching my YouTube channel. When I find coins, I sometimes just gently give it with my thumb just to reveal a bit of detail, because the soil's not got that bitty, stony material in it to make it scratch. But if I was detecting, say, around here in Cumbria and found one, I wouldn't do it. I'd probably use the water method. And this year coming, I'm going to take one of them little spray bottles out with me, because I've been watching guys using it to great effect. So rubbing is a no-go. The tinfoil method is a no-go. Don't do it. It's not worth the hassle. If you find a lovely Saxon hammered or an early desirable Norman penny or whatever, shilling, sixpence, gross, whatever it might be, and then you start with the tinfoil method or rubbing it vigorously, you're going to ruin it. Don't ruin what you've been working hard for. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So I hope that helps about coinage. I don't want to be seen as patronising anybody. If you continue to do it, that's up to you guys. I'm only trying to give you some advice and guidance on what I think is the best way forward in detecting. And I suppose this YouTube channel that we've produced with Unearthed is all about giving advice and guidance from my perspective and my opinion. If it's wrong to use, just ignore me. Just ignore me and move on to the next video or next guy detecting or whatever. You know, it's all about giving the proper advice out there. And I don't think there's enough people out there giving advice and guidance. I really don't. I just think there's some poor advice out there in the detecting world. Hopefully we can plug a gap in a small way. Now, I've had a few messages of, well, probably over the last 6 months, and I've probably kept away from them, bringing them to the forefront. But I'm gonna touch on the subject of Unearthed, us at Unearthed. Now, we've been around since 2011. We set up Unearthed as a part-time business. It soon grew into a full-time business where we employ 2.5, 3 people, one part-time. Me and Melanie run Unearthed, and it's grown steadily. It's not without its issues and its problems, but what small business isn't these days. It's a labour of love. It's hard work. It's rewarding in so much as I get a chance to speak to a lot of detectives. But you've got to remember, I'm coming from a detecting background. I'm a detective first and foremost. The Unearthed as a business keeps a roof over my head. and keeps a car moving. But I'm a detectorist. I've been a detectorist for 38 years. I'm a very successful detectorist without sounding patronising. So if you look at the rest of the dealership, detecting dealers in the UK, they've been around for 2 or 3 decades, a lot of them. Some of them have been bought. Some of the guys that run the detecting shops in other areas of the country don't really know a great deal about detecting. They get other people to do that bit for them. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, it's their business. They can do what they like. But I think Unearthed's unique in so much as we're detectorists. I'm a detectorist. I set up the business to plug a gap in the north because there wasn't anybody up here. We set it from scratch. It wasn't already a business that we bought or inherited or whatever. So it's been difficult to get a foothold. The first couple of years was difficult, but however, last year, 2017, 2018, we've grown rapidly. You know, not only do we stock, you know, the full Technetics range of machines, which I use personally, which are very, very good. We stock and sell the Minelab detectors. We're selling a lot of Equinox detectors, Equinox 800 in particular, and the accessories that come along with that. We sell Garrett machines. We sell a few Nocta macro machines here and there. So Unearthed as a business is growing, and we often get asked, why do I not use what am I going to class them as? Advocates, I guess. How come I don't have advocates out there field testing machines for me and plugging Unearthed all over the place and putting Unearthed all over their YouTube channels and all over their social media and promoting Unearthed? The reason is it's difficult to trust individuals with your brand. So, for example, you know, we get asked a lot from people if we can donate a metal detector to them so they can go and plug Unearthed up and do some videos in the field and say, hey, this machine's fantastic. I just found this wonderful hammered coin. I got it off Unearthed, give them a call. We've tried that. It hasn't worked very well. Some of them you can't trust. You give them a free machine, they go and sell it. It's not worth the hassle. There's nothing that I can't do personally that these guys could pick up and run with. So I do my own YouTube, we do my own Instagram, which is massive. Our Facebook pages and groups are huge. I do it all myself. We do everything off our own back. We do not rely on anybody to do our work for us. You know, I don't need to buy friends in the detecting world and say, listen, there's a machine worth a few quid, get out there and promote me. Don't need to do it. I'm a great believer the machines will promote themselves. If I can give honest advice and guidance through this channel and other social media outlets, happy days. So that's why we don't do it. We don't do it. We never have. There's an old saying in life: if you want something doing, you do it yourself. And I think that's where Unearthed is unique. We are unique in the detecting world in the UK because of the reasons that I've just spoken about. We get knocked quite a few times. There's 1 or 2 haters out there, which you get in all walks of life. If they don't like certain things, or I turn them down for a free machine, or I turn them down for doing any work with us, promoting us for whatever reason, and I don't think they're up to the job, I'll point blank say no. I've always been one of these guys that speak their mind. Now, I'm a great believer if you speak your mind and you're truthful up front, people sometimes won't like the truth because the truth hurts. But it's far better to be honest and upfront with these guys rather than, you know, trying to appease them and then eventually the relationship breaks down and then all hell breaks loose. It's not worth the hassle. But we do get 1 or 2 people having a knock. We have one guy out there that's continuously knocking Unearthed. I don't know what his agenda is, but I'm a great believer if you've got somebody out there that hates you, that you don't know, then you're doing something right. That's all I can say. And this guy knows I'm onto him. He's going to calm down a little bit. He'll have to calm down a little bit in 2019. But he's one of these guys that thinks he's a detecting celebrity, a professional detectorist. He knows it all. In the cold light of day, he doesn't really know anything at all. He knows I'm watching him. So let's hope 2019 brings an end of his erratic behaviour. Now, on a personal note, coming away from that, 2018 has been an unbelievable year for me personally as a detectorist. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of information here that might be of use to you guys, how I see detecting and how it works for me. But we start detecting, January will come, we'll kick it off again. I have a little break at Christmas. I haven't been out for 2 weeks because other things take priority. Families, you've got to have a rest. But January comes, we'll be out detecting again all the way through to end of March, April. Every weekend, every Saturday or every Sunday. And then our detecting stops. Once the crops start coming up, the grass starts growing, it's a no-go area, we can't get on the land. We can do a little bit of beach work if we wanted to, but beaches really don't interest me unless I'm going to be hitting the yellow stuff. So I'm not one for digging bullets and old pennies and things. It's never really interested me too much. So our detecting stops end of March, April, and then we have a break May, June, July. 3 months off. 3 months sounds mad, but 3 months off, and then we start again in August when the stubble starts becoming available. The stubble fields, the crops are coming up. Harvest time comes, and then we hit that peak. We hit a window of opportunity where we can get on a lot of land. So September, October is I call it the magic months, and that's when we start hitting the gear. It tails off November because the fields of the productive fields we've already been doing. So then we're looking for other land, and into November, December the finds rate starts dropping slightly, even though we're still making good finds, not as good as the September, October time. And then from next month, January through to March, we'll be hitting the new ploughed stuff when the crops are going in, and hopefully the finds rate will go back up. So this year, early 2018, seen us hitting a few hammered coins from January to March. And then end of March, April, we started hitting some really interesting stuff. I got a little bit of Celtic coinage, a bronze course data. Then I got the wonderful Iron Age Eagle's Head linchpin, which is in 38 years, I've never found a better artifact than that. And I found Roman gold rings. I found some really, fantastic Saxon gold, medieval gold, you name it. But this thing stands out for me as my best ever artifact. And that was in sort of March, April time. Then come August, we were back on the stubble, and then September came and I got the King Stephen and Matilda penny, which is my best ever hammered and most desirable. And then the gold posy ring came up in the same week, and then a week later I got the Bronze Age spear. A few months previous to that I got the King Athelstan penny of East Anglia, 9th century, 8th century, hammered, a really early penny, but unfortunately it had been in a fire and it was damaged. And then I got the rare Edward Groat, and then in November time I got the Viking mount of a mythical beast. I mean, the short cross penny, a fantastic short cross penny of Richard the Lionheart. Some really good finds this year. I've had the best year I can ever remember for a long time. The finds have been there numbers wise, but it's been the quality of them that's been good. Hammered coins, slightly down on 2017. I think I hit 32 in a year. That's not a lot. Some years I've had 50, 60, 70. So your detecting partner, he's had 36, maybe he's beat me by 5. So I've had 60, 70 hammered coins between us. Roman coins, however, I must be close to 200 Roman coins this year. But out of the 200, only 2 denarius and 1 silica. So 200 bronzes, just 2 Roman denarii. 3 Roman denarii because I've got a broken one. 3 Roman denarius and 1 silica. 2 Viking artifacts. Did I get 2 Bronze Age artifacts? And I got the rare, in March I got the rare Bronze Age toggle, which is a very unusual find. I forgot about that, to mention that actually. So it's been a great year, fantastic year. So what I'm going to do is going to put all them pictures together of all the great finds that I've made in 2018. I'm going to put them on Instagram. So if you want to look on Instagram at the finds that we make, or I make personally, just look on Instagram, Unearthed UK Limited. I think it's Unearthed-UK-Limited. That's the name of the channel. And we show all our finds on there. It's not like Facebook. It's very well behaved. Some nice people on there. and it gives you a chance to see what we find as detectorists out in the field. So I hope that helps, and I hope it's been a productive year for you guys. I've seen some wonderful finds come up, and the thing is, next year 2019, it could be absolutely awful. We could find very little. It's just the luck of the draw. If the plough's bringing the older stuff up to the surface, we have a great detecting season. If the plough turns it over and dumps everything down, and then all the Victorian and Georgian stuff seem to be on the top, well, you know, we scrat around for finds and we don't really have a productive year. It's just the luck of the draw. But I'm hoping, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for 2019 that we get out there and make some wonderful finds. Hopefully we will, and hopefully you guys will as well. So watch this space. Unearthed, we're going to be doing a lot of good things 2019. We're going to be upping our game. So watch this space. There's going to be some new products. I'm actually testing some new products at the moment, but I can't say a great deal about them. New machine, coils, that sort of thing I'm testing. Some good results, some interesting results, some surprising results. But I can't say any more than that at this moment in time. But you keep an eye out. If you want to join the Unearthed Facebook group, you can join it. It's a vibrant group. There's a lot of good people on there showing the finds every day. You're more than welcome to join it. There's well-behaved individuals on there. There's no arguing. We don't allow that. And it's a good way of showing your finds and asking for advice and guidance. But also, it gives you a chance to see what other people are finding and join in with a bit of a community. So I hope that helps. I'm going to go now because I've waffled on too much, but keep an eye out for some more videos into 2019. We're going to be doing some really interesting work on this YouTube channel and some of the other social media outlets. And why not? You know, it's harmless. We're here to do a job and give you guys some feedback and advice. You know, it's free, so why not? So all the best. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I'll catch up with yous in 2019. All the best.